Welcome, everyone. I'm Sage,
I'm Megan,
and you're back with the Squeaky Floorboard Society. We're
and
still in,
there's Naruto's. There's Naruto's tail.
and we're in season 2 still with Small Town Big Haunts. Um, do you have any small talk?
Well, I've got this cat, um, who wants to be in the office because there's a balloon in here. We went over that last episode. Kind of giving it away that we filmed these at the same time, but
Hey, if Distractabros is what I almost said. If
if they can do it, we can do
Distractables
it.
can do it, we can't
And you
do.
know what? There's a lot of people that do that that I think people just don't realize.
Yeah.
We're just open about it because we don't care.
Well, and there for a while we were like having like full like our entire closets in our offices just to be able to switch clothes. And,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that anymore.
No. No, I'm not doing that. Um, I guess, yeah, I don't really have any. Oh, I babysat some. I told you about this already. I
Yeah.
babysat some 1-year-old twins, and it's a good friend of mine, twins, and she had a doctor's appointment, but she came back and she was like, "Are you kind of sad that you can't have any more kids?" And I was like, "No, actually, this. Do not eat the hydrangeas. I don't need any more kids. I have 7 cats. First of all,
Yeah.
second of all." My God, I forgot how rough it was to have idiot. He's eating my hydrangeas. He's gotta go. Sorry, everyone. I don't want anything to happen to my hydrangeas. I've worked very hard to take care of them.
I just was not ready for that. He's eating my hydrangeas.
Yes, he was eating the fuck out of them. Okay, so, anyways, you know what? Leave that in. I don't even care.
That's what I
That's
thought.
funny.
I was like, I'm gonna leave that in just so that she has a thumbnail.
Um, yeah, I forgot how hard it was to have 1-year-olds, much less 2 of them. Mind you, she was at her doctor's appointment for another round of IVF. No. Yeah, yeah. I told her shoot for 2 because she's kind of high risk. I said just shoot for 2 more kids.
Yeah.
Don't push it. She said, "Yeah, I was thinking maybe 3's pushing it." She goes, "But I don't want 5 kids." She said, "That's an odd number." I said, "You can borrow mine. You can borrow him anytime you want and just, have it be a floating 6th child for you. You're right down the road. It's fine."
Yeah.
Um, but my back hurt so bad afterwards from picking up 2 babies and just carrying them places, and the amount of bending over you have to do when they're so little. Oh my God, I forgot how hard it was, man. I'm so glad I got my tubes tied. It was wonderful, and they were wonderfully behaved. They were so sweet. I mean, they're adorable. It's a pleasure to watch them, but I give them back.
Yeah.
I told her, I said, "No, in fact, I said, not only am I glad that I can't have any more babies so I don't have to do this all the time, I said, but now, because my son is almost 5, he's getting to be to where he's a little more independent, doesn't require mommy for as much. And so basically, what I have now is a system where, as other people have babies, especially since she wants 3 more, dude, this is like unlimited babies for me to like hold and play with, and I
Yeah.
don't have any real responsibility. I can go, yeah, I'll watch them for a few hours for you and get my cute little baby fix and give them back.
Yeah. You
And,
you've got it worked out. And then whenever I have one,
I can come up there and stay with you and annoy you.
and I'm completely okay with that.
Because my mom came, well, I lived with my mom when I had my son. We'd moved in with her.
You can
But
walk normally. You're okay.
I'm just picturing him hitting the like,
He was.
he
That is
was.
that's indeed how he was walking around the room.
He's much quieter of a guest than your dad.
You don't hear
Your dad talked the whole time.
he did.
But yeah, no, I'm very excited to move into this next chapter of my life where I'm just like a fun aunt to a bunch of babies.
I love being the fun aunt right now.
Dude,
I
yeah.
love it.
And like I said, when you guys finally have a baby, I'm gonna take time off work and I'm gonna come up there and stay with you. And do you think your mom will come stay, or is she maybe not in good enough health?
She's in good enough health. She just won't travel, especially because she
Well,
knows
I'll
there's
travel.
mountains involved.
Oh, well, I'll travel. I'll travel and I'll come up there. And but but I understand because I was a new mom only less than 5 years ago. You have to. It's not just hold this baby for me so I can do stuff. Like no, you need to like hold the baby and do some stuff around the house so mom can have a nap.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what moms need. And I'm fine with that. I go over there every so often when she's like, "Man, I just haven't gotten anything done." I'm like, "Don't worry, girl. I'm on my way. I'll hold the babies." I swept. I clean. I did her floors today.
I remember holding your son for the very first time and he peed on me instantly. Mind you, he had a diaper on.
Yeah. Oh, he was peeing through them things.
I believe that.
Her little boy. I changed his diaper yesterday, and I was like, "This is the first time I've changed his diaper." I said, "Buddy, don't pee on me. My son didn't do it." When I changed, because you always see those little boys like peeing directly up into
Yep.
the air and it like landing. I said, "My son didn't do it. Don't you do it?" And he didn't. He didn't. I was very glad. But I guess that's my small talk. Is I'm moving into my. I have a birthday. Their birthday's Friday. I have to go to their birthday party.
Aw.
She just have to get a gift.
So, I'm going to tell you mine. So, if you guys don't know, Megan knows this about me. I absolutely love sea turtles. Sea
Hmm.
turtles are my favorite. I have a dream catcher back here of a sea turtle. You guys have seen
Your security turtle.
my security
Your
turtle.
security.
You see him quite a bit. I don't think he's actually a sea turtle. I think he's just a turtle. But either way, I love turtles in general. They're probably one of my favorite animals. And my house guest knew this that I love turtles, so he brought me this. And he lived up there at the last episode and he'll probably go back there. But my favorite thing, I have another stuffed animal that I'll show in a minute. But we went to the Baltimore National Aquarium
Ooh,
and
it's fun.
I've seen these bracelets like all the time.
Right.
And I wanted one and we had the money and I really was like, Dennis, like please, can I pretty please have one? And I need you to know. So I'm tracking a sea turtle
Ooh,
and you're going to appreciate her name.
what is that?
Me So Speedy.
I do like that.
She is a hardshell turtle and she's adorable. Like I don't know if it's going to be able to see, but
Me so speedy. She's so
I
cute.
I love
I like turtles. I like turtles because my mom really likes turtles. So I grew up in a household that had appreciation for turtles. You've seen her turtle collection.
I have and I make it like my regalia used to have turtles on it. Like but on top of the bracelet, Dennis got me this.
Oh, he reminds me of the dude from Finding Nemo. I know that's because they're sea turtles, but he's giving Finding Nemo.
He does. And he sleeps
Crush.
in bed with me. He's huge. Like bigger than I thought he
He's big.
initially
No, that's a
was.
big boy.
But he sleeps in
You
bed
know
with
what?
me.
I found a website that because I'm not sure. I actually don't even know if you know this about me because I don't really talk about it much. My favorite animal. Do you know what it is? Most people think it's snakes because I had snakes.
I was gonna say iguana. Because I knew
No,
you had one
my
at one
don't.
point.
No, he was mean. Iguanas are kind of mean. Like they're
True
not
that.
mean. They're not mean. They just have big personalities. But that can make them a little hard to handle, and they'll tail whip you if they don't like what you're doing, and it hurts
I
really
believe
bad.
that.
I got tail whipped by like a grown ass iguana
I
when
believe
I was in
it.
high school. When I was in high school, it was awful. I was like, "Oh, my arm's broken now. Great." It wasn't broken, but my
I
favorite
actually
animal is the otters, just otters in general, but especially sea otters.
I didn't know
I actually
that.
I have a sea otter shirt in my closet that I bought recently that I'm very excited about. I found a website where it's like a sea otter conservation like thing, and you can get for $60 you get a plushie, and you get to like a little card with the little sea otter you've just quote unquote adopted, and it goes towards conservation stuff. And that's one of
That's
and I was talking to Daryl about it, and he was like, you know, Japan's like obsessed with sea otters, right? And I was like, no. They have otter cafes in Japan.
let's
I
go.
said, that's it. We're moving to Japan. And it's not so importing them is indeed illegal, but somehow they still get sold there as pets. I would love to have one as a pet if I had the resources for it. I want to make it clear to the people I would never ever purchase an illegal sea otter from Japan if I did not have adequate resources. When I had snakes, I was a big person about this because you can't just shove your snake in a tiny fucking tank. My snake was in a smaller tank because he never grew.
Yeah,
There was something wrong with him and he never grew, which doesn't
your
surprise
snake was
me.
tiny.
But he was always tiny. He was teeny tiny when I got him for his age. Like there was something wrong with him. But he
If
lived an okay amount of time.
he
But
he was actually heard, if you guys have come from the dark corners of the King's Front Porch, he was actually heard once in an episode. And that is
was it
be
when fell? Was it when he fell?
yeah, and he made
Yeah.
the biggest racket in the world.
He would I had this big like tree branch thing in there for him, and he would climb on it, and he would just sometimes forget what he was doing and just fall off it. And it always sounded like a much bigger snake had just hit the floor. It sounded like a damn anaconda in there. And then you go in and it's just like 2 foot long ball python.
Who's just laying
He
there
also
trying.
was he was also afraid of mice even when they were dead. Sometimes.
Yep. I
So
remember that.
I would buy live mice and kill them. Which makes me feel like a sociopath, but I did it humanely. I promise, guys.
There's a comedian that I watch who his son had a snake, and the way that the people told him to kill the mice were to put him in a brown paper bag and just like whack it against the counter.
Egregious! No. And see, my snake was really picky. He would not eat frozen, even if it had been thawed correctly and completely and was warm. It's like he knew. He was like, I'm not eating this reheated shit. And so then I had to buy live mice and kill them and then throw them in there. The best way to do it is either if you can grab them right behind the head and right up by the base of their tail, and if you can yank quickly, that breaks their spine and it kills them instantly. Or you can essentially gas them using dry ice. They just go to
Oh,
sleep.
okay.
Yeah, you put them in a smaller container and you poke holes in the lid. Uh, and then you put that container inside another container that doesn't have holes in the lid, and you put dry ice in the big container. They just go to sleep.
Okay. That's cool. I did not know that.
I don't recommend killing mice, by the way. Don't do it for fun.
Yeah.
Uh, Please have a valid reason if you're going to kill a mouse. Mine was to feed my picky ass python.
Yeah.
Who is not, which snakes are not my favorite animal. It is the sea otter.
I,
we both pick sea creatures. That's lovely.
yeah, I didn't know that you liked sea otters.
I'm a big otter fan, even river otters. I love river otters too. They're cute as hell too.
They are.
Some people think they're ugly because they're not as cute as sea otters, but no, they're literally adorable.
I like that they hold hands when they're taking naps.
And I like the way that they hold things, especially sea otters, especially will do the thing where they're on their backs and they're just nom, 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 or they hold their babies like that.
It's adorable. I can see
It's so
why.
cute. Even river otters are cool. Like otters are just cool, man. They don't get enough love.
I know in some zoos you can like shake hands with otters,
Yeah.
which
Every time there's an otter at a zoo, I'm like, ah! Just losing my mind.
me at an aquarium when I see a sea turtle.
Me in the aquarium up in what is it? I think it's Indianapolis, maybe, where they have the dog sharks, like the dogfish sharks, that you can just like pet
Oh
when you
yeah.
walk in. I was this close to smuggling one out under my shirt, man. I was like, nah, it'll die on the way home. I don't have anything in there for it.
You're gonna be
It's
prepared
so
next
cute.
time though.
Oh, I'm coming prepared. They're gonna see this and ban me preemptively. I'm not really gonna steal them. They're just cute.
I'll think about it though.
I'll dream of it. I'll dream of my house with my little dog shark and my sea otter. I'll dream about it.
Well, are we ready for today's topic?
We sure are.
All right. So, before we get too far, I'm saving my favorite little history story towards the end. I don't know why I
Okay.
like to save my favorite parts to the end, but I do. I also want to
That's how I
say,
eat. That's
oh,
also how I eat.
that's
I save
I
my
was
favorite parts.
Me and my house guests were literally talking about that, where I'll eat the part that I dislike, or I don't necessarily
Yeah.
dislike, but it's just not my favorite, and then I work my way to like my favorite.
I refuse to cut the crust off my sandwiches, but I don't like the crust, so I'll go around and eat the crust
hmm
first, and then I'll eat the good part of the sandwich.
I do that with toast.
Yeah, I do with toast too, man.
Not that any of you are really going to see the resources for this episode, but if you, I will let you know that a lot of my information did have to come from Wikipedia for the history part, and I know that Wikipedia is not typically a site that is like the most accurate. However, for the history of this town, this is what I had to work with.
Well, and also Wikipedia, you can look and see what sources your information came from. That's what
Yeah.
I do with Wikipedia. I'm like, I'll click on the citation for like the information, and if I don't like the source, I won't use it.
Some of them were like locked files for like
Right.
this town. So this is why I went to Wikipedia for the history, just because it was kind of hard to find some of the history. And we
Well, if
will
it's from
be
if that's the source, like a file from the town, that's probably
yeah, I feel like that's probably a lot more accurate than some of the other stuff I
yeah.
was finding. So when we call a place a ghost town, do we mean it's haunted or just that people are gone? Because Bodie, California is one of the most famous ghost towns in the country, according to sources. But it's also wildly preserved. Like someone just stepped away and never came back. So I'm curious. Do you think places like Bodie are frozen in time or are they existing in some other way?
So they're
I'm
like a liminal space.
and I will ask that question again at the end and then you can tell me what your thoughts are.
All right.
So out in the high desert oh my god, Sierra Nevada, where the wind howls across broken windows and the mountains cradle secrets of another time, sits a town frozen in the past, which is Bodie, California. Now this is like right on the border of Nevada and California, much like how I am on the border of PA and Maryland.
They're gonna track your IP with that information.
They are. A boom town turned into a ghost town. Once packed with gold miners, gamblers, and outlaws, Bodie earned its reputation as one of the wildest, wickedest places in the West. But when the oh my god, why can't I read or talk?
We're both having generational stutter days.
But when the gold ran dry, the people left, and many said their spirits never did. We are stepping into Bodie's haunted history, where the echoes of gunfights, whispers of tragedy, and the tales of a lingering curse still cling to its crumbling buildings. From its lawless past to the ghostly sightings reported by visitors today, Bodie is more than just a state historic park. It's a place where the line between past and present blurs. Welcome to Bodie, the town too tough to die and too haunted to forget. Oh my gosh, why am
I,
I struggling?
I love a good curse though. I love a good curse placed on a town.
A lot of my towns have curses, and I love it.
Ooh. I have only gotten up to the next episode that I have to do because that one took literally forever.
I know that, and I'm super excited for it. I'm so excited.
But so far I haven't had anything with a town curse,
A lot of mine do have.
unfortunately.
A lot of mine have some curses in some way. Um, there's
There's a good chance. Actually, one that's coming up will have a curse.
well, I'm excited.
I know that.
Um, I feel like a lot of mine have some curse in some way. Like Utica had a curse.
Right.
I don't. Tuttleton didn't have a curse. They just had bad trains.
Just trains.
This one's got a curse. I don't think the next one that I do has one.
Yeah,
It
Utica
might.
had those sisters. They had them
hmm
sisters spitting curses. I don't blame those girls. They were completely in the right for that.
They were. All right. Well, Bodie began as a mining camp of a little note following the discovery of gold in 1859 by a group of prospectors, including W.S. Bodie. Bodie dies in the blizzard the following November while making a supply trip to Monoville, which is now near present day Mono City. He was never able to see the sunrise of the town that was named after him. According to the area pioneer, Judge J.G. McClinton, the district's name had been Bodie, and Bodie with a few other variations. So it's Bodey is how the guy's name was spelled. But now it's
Okay.
spelled Bodie.
I.e. Okay.
Um, After a painter in the nearby boomtown of Aurora lettered a sign Bodie Stables, it was then standard to call it Bodie with the IE. Gold discovered
Okay.
at Bodie coincided with the discovery of silver in Aurora and the distinct Comstock lode beneath Virginia City, Nevada. While these two towns boomed, interest in Bodie remained lackluster. By 1868, only two companies had built stamp mills at Bodie, and both had failed. In 1876, the Standard Company discovered gold, which transformed Bodie from an isolated mining camp comprising a few prospectors and company employees to a Wild West boomtown. The rich discoveries in the adjacent Bodie mine during 1878 attracted even more people. By 1879, Bodie had a population of about 8,000 people and around 2,000 buildings. One legend says that in 1880, Bodie was California's second or third largest city, but the U.S. Census of the year disproves this. From 1860 to 1941, Bodie's mines produced gold and silver with a value estimate at $34 million dollars, or about $85 million in today's money. Bodie boomed from late 1877 through mid to late 1880s. The first newspaper published its first edition on October 10th, 1877. Starting as a weekly, it soon expanded publication to 3 times a week. It was also during this time that a telegraph line was built which connected Bodie with surrounding towns. Both California and Nevada newspaper predicted Bodie would become the next big place, and men from both states began to migrate towards here in hopes for another huge boomtown. The town actually did have many places in it. And I'm going to list some of the places. This had to get us out of the statistics, basically, because there was a lot of statistics about like a lot of stuff you find in the census, how many of this person or this type or this type. Like it was a lot of that. And as much as I love statistics, I did not want to bore us with statistics. Um,
Linguistics part 2.
oh, I forgot to tell you this. So I don't know if I can access it on there and I don't want to lose my spot. We are now in with Hong Kong and Romania. Hong Kong has
Oh.
5 and Romania has 4. So welcome to our Romanian and our Hong Kong listeners.
Yeah, welcome Dracula and all 3 of his wives, and also people in Hong Kong.
I was really shocked. Thank you for listening. Cindy, if you're listening from Australia, thank you for also listening.
Oh, we're on a first name basis?
Uh we are friends on the TikTok.
Oh, I need to get on the TikTok more. I'm not even on my TikTok enough
I
to know what's going on.
I spend a vast majority of my time on TikTok on our podcast one.
I keep finding stuff and being like, I need to send that to the regular TikTok account so that I can post it to our TikTok account, like repost it, and then I
If you
got too
send
much going on,
if you
man.
send stuff to our podcast account and it's on TikTok, I'll repost it.
Okay, I don't know what I've sent recently, but I keep meaning like I'll go to Switch and then like my son will like poop his pants or something and I forget.
That's fair.
He hasn't
That's
pooped
fair
his he hasn't
though.
pooped his pants in a long he hasn't pooped his pants since he was quite young, but
That's fair
you'd
though.
think you would think he did by the way he farts.
So, this town actually did have many places in it. I'm going to read that. It had a Wells Fargo bank, 4 volunteer fire companies, a brass band, railroads, miners, and mechanic union, several daily newspapers, and a jail. At its peak, it had 65 saloons that lined Main Street. 65.
We're drunk as fuck.
It had a red light district on the north end of town. It also had a Chinatown, a cemetery, and a mortuary. And so it,
Okay, but that actually makes a lot of sense that they had a Chinatown because were they involved in building the railroads at all?
mhm.
Yeah, that makes sense because the Chinese helped build our railroads, guys. I
Yep.
don't know if you know this.
I learned that when I did the research for this. So the town began to decline in 1880 and became apparent towards the end of the year. After the men looking for a get rich quick moves, they began to move to other towns, which left Bodie as more of a family oriented community. As we know, the people were leaving this town like crazy. In 1912, the Bodie newspaper published its last one. In 1913, there was a book published about this town. Then, in the same year, the Standard Mine closed. James S. Kane bought everything from the town lots to the mining claims and reopened the mill to former employees. In 1917, the Bodie Railroad was abandoned and its iron tracks were scrapped. The last mine officially closed in 1942 due to the War Production Board Order L 208 shutting down all non essential gold mines in the U.S. during World War II. And mining just never resumed. In the 1940s, the threat of vandalism faced the ghost town. The Kane family, who owned much of the land, had hired caretakers to protect and maintain the town's structure. Martin Giattoni, one of the last three people still living in Bodie in 1943, was a caretaker. The town was designated as a National Historic Landmark in 1961, and in 1962, the state legislation authorized the creation of Bodie State Historic Park. And I know, dear listeners, this is not what you came for. You did not come for a history lesson.
I did.
The rise and fall of Bodie may tell us how the town came to be, but it's what lingers after abandonment that truly chills the bones. So we're about to step away from the miners, the gamblers, and the fortune seekers and dive into the parts you are dying to know. The curses whispered about the shadows that move when no one is there, and the spirits that refuse to let Bodhi rest. In 1979, after a heated argument during a card game, Tom Trainer guns down another miner in a crowded bar. He was arrested but later released after a murky trial. The town just shrugged it off. Then we have the Bodie disaster from July 14th of 1878, and this is the real news article from the time. Because I found the newspaper.
Yee, love that.
The Bodie papers have come to hand, filled with particulars of the terrible explosion of the magazine at the Standard Mine last Thursday evening. About 8 o'clock, a great cloud of smoke was seen from the streets of Bodie, rising from the summit of the hill on which were situated the Standard Works and the powder magazines. Immediately afterward came the terrific roar of the explosion, attended with a shock like that as violent earthquake. The jar was so great, 25 miles away, that at Bridgeport it was mistaken for one. The whole population of Bodie was thrown into a fever of anxiety and excitement. The nature of the disaster was at once realized, and the hill leading to the site was soon covered, with people struggling to reach the summit. Many lights had been extinguished and windows broken. Stores and homes were left open and empty, while men and women joined in the mad race for the scene of calamity. The site was now in flames. Several men, blackened and wounded, were dazed and speechless from the shock. The shaft did not take fire, as the first reported. They were not sure what caused the explosion. However, we do know that several men were killed.
Mining accidents are always really tragic
They are.
because there's just not a whole lot you can do. Like, once you're in a mine and something bad happens, you're just kind of cooked.
Yeah. I mean, like, especially if it's like coal
Yeah,
mines,
and
like
because coal
you're.
ignites. Well,
And
Centralia.
yeah,
Imagine
Centralia.
being in the mine.
Centralia is a great example for this.
Yeah, sucks.
So in 1880, in broad daylight, a gunfight erupts between rival gamblers. Two men are killed and several bystanders are wounded. This kind of event was common enough at the time that locals really didn't think much about it.
Rival gamblers is such a funny idea. Like, that guy's losing more money than me. Like, that's all I can think. Are
Literally.
you rival gamblers?
I don't
I didn't
know.
know that was. I didn't know that was a sport that had rivals.
Well, it is. But now here's something that I don't think you would kind of been prepared for. Now we're moving to the 601 Vigilante Group and Joseph DeRoche.
Okay, continue.
It was reported that during a ball in the Miners' Union Hall on Saturday, January 15th of 1881, Joseph DeRoche danced with the wife of Thomas Treeler, no, even though Thomas asked his wife not to. It's unknown if words were exchanged or if some other argument took place, but Joseph left the event before most of the other attendees. When Thomas and his wife left the hall, they walked down Main Street. At the corner of Main and Low Streets, Joseph jumped from the darkness and shot Thomas in the head. Joseph was immediately arrested but was handed over to Deputy Farnsworth, who was drunk at the time. This led to Joseph making a quick escape. Joseph made a run for it down Goat Ranch Road and was caught about 8 miles away and was returned to Bodie. He was hanged by the Bodie 601 Vigilante Group on Monday, January 24th of 1881. Now, I bet you're wondering, what does 601 stand for? Because it actually does stand for something.
I
And it
feel like I feel like I've heard this. Go on.
It means 6 feet under, zero trials, one rope. So
Which is crazy.
it really
That's
is.
that's kind of hard though. Like that's hard.
I like when I like because it kept saying 601. I was like, oh, is that like the area code? But I was like, I don't think they would have had an area code at this point.
Yeah.
Until
No,
I
no,
found
they were just aura farming with that
well,
name, honestly.
literally, and then at the end of like this whole story about like some of the other stuff that they did, which I didn't really include in here because some of it was just like someone stole from so and so they went after them, and it was like that's you don't really give me a whole lot. At the very end of this page, it was like 601 means this, and I was like, oh, not an area code.
I love that's such a nice, lovely first thought for it though. Oh, is that their area code?
Well, because like I know that some people like rep their area codes.
Just repping an area code. Am I
I
crazy?
know like 6 people that have your area code tatted on there. Like at the beginning of a phone number,
Yeah.
they have those like that 3 digits tatted on them.
Why?
I don't
That's so stupid.
know. I know
Maybe
several.
if we were from a more reputable area code, it
Yeah.
wouldn't be stupid.
Well, they
But
have
shit.
those 3 numbers tatted like on their arms, on their ankles.
Wait, no, I've seen that and it never occurred to me that that was what that was.
You've
That would
seen.
have never I've seen somebody at like a Circle K.
Mhm. That's what it is. It's the area code.
Thought it meant something else. I would have never thought it was something that lame.
Doesn't your phone number start with those 3 numbers? I know a guy
That's
who has
so
it like huge on his arm. It like covers up this
like
entire
I
part.
saw somebody who had it on like the back of their calf at a Circle K once and I was like, I don't know what that means. I would have
See,
never put that together.
they're repping the area code.
Stupid as fuck. I'm so sorry. Like you can rep your area code if you're from like O Block or something.
Yeah, but
But
not from
here?
there. Some people are just really proud to be from there. I don't know. Well,
Anyways.
this next story comes from a newspaper that was published on June 8th, 1881. In Bodie yesterday, Dave Hitchell, otherwise known as Texas Dave, was shot by a gambler named Jim Stockdale. The bullet penetrated the intestines. Dave is in a very low condition. He formerly kept a hotel at Mill Creek, but for the last few months has fallen from grace and degenerated into an opium fiend. A 7-time loser boy. The cause of the assault was that Dave wanted to borrow 50 cents from Stockdale. On his refusing to lend the sum, Dave pulled his revolver and struck Stockdale on the mouth. Stockdale then drew and shot Dave. Stockdale was arrested and is now in jail awaiting the results of his victim's injuries.
That's such a 7 time.
7-time loser boy.
I'm gonna start calling Daryl that when he makes me mad. Okay, 7 time loser boy.
I love that so much.
And you're just airing this man's business. Yeah, he was once a respectable hotel owner, but now he just does dope. Fuck that guy.
I I love how much old newspapers just used to like give out all the info.
They dragged you to filth.
To be fair, the local paper, online paper for the county that you live in also does that. But not to like the
Oh yeah,
extent,
bruh.
not to the extent, which I kind of wish they would. With some of the people.
There was some big hullabaloo on there recently where some guy had to delete his post because he was getting flamed so hard. It was a political post, I think.
I believe that.
He got flamed so hard he had to delete.
I believe that. So in 1881, James Stewart was caught robbing a stagecoach. James was jailed in Bodie the night a group of vigilantes broke in and hung him from a telephone pole. His body dangled for hours, a message to other would-be criminals.
Oh, wow.
In 1880,
Was it the 601 group?
yep. In
Right.
18, I scrolled on accident. Okay, I actually didn't scroll that far. That was dramatic for no reason. In 1882, Red Irwin shot another gambler in the back during a dispute. Witnesses testified that the case was dismissed on a technicality. Irwin boasted about it in saloons afterwards.
To be fair, I would too. Like if I was a dude who shot another dude over a gambling dispute and I was gonna go gambling again and I'd already gotten away with it once, I'd never shut up. I'd be at the gambling table going, here's my cards. You guys know I killed a guy over this shit and got away with it? If you cheat, I'll go Buster Scruggs on you real quick.
I love it.
I wish I had my Shrek playing cards right now. That would have been really good for the spit.
That would have been. And then our last little incident is in 1883. Deputy John Kelly was killed while trying to break up a bar fight, and his murder was never solved.
Oh, it was a bar fight. They know who was there.
I know. But it just, no one was ever tried. No one was ever charged.
Maybe they were like, nobody meant to kill this guy. He was just collateral because he was breaking up a bar fight.
Yeah.
And it's Bodie where people are like shooting each other in the back of the head over cards.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like nowadays, you just have people like lose the house betting on the ponies, in the words of Ice-T.
Yeah.
But back then, you would just like shoot somebody over gambling. That's why I don't gamble.
It's so
Because I
crazy,
have a
too.
gun. I don't need to be gambling.
It's, I love hearing these little, like, little stupid disputes that didn't really need to escalate like that.
Right. What are you even? I understand that like maybe people would like dispute over whether or not somebody cheated. Other than that, what is there to dispute in a gambling thing? It's pure luck.
It could just be, oh, well, you took, like, I'm putting my last 20 in here and you took my last 20, but I had good cards. Like,
Right.
it's, it doesn't need to escalate to that. But
Rarely do things need to escalate to. I just gotta chill. I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
Rarely do things need to escalate to that point. Yet they
Literally.
do.
Literally. So, at this point, everyone had pretty much left this town. So, in 1932, a young boy, only 2.5, accidentally started a fire while playing with matches that ended up burning down 95% of the town. Soon after, only 6 people were left residing in Bodie. One of the men still living in the town shot and killed his wife. 3 of the remaining men of the town proceeded to kill the murderer. After that, those 3 men would be continually visited by the ghost of the murderer until they all died due to a strange illness.
Oh.
So that's that. But now we're going to get into our ghost stories. Because I still need my ghost stories in here.
Right.
So, as we heard in the beginning, there is a curse around Bodie, and it goes that you'll all be plagued with bad fortune if you take any artifacts from the parks. Rangers have received letters and packages from past visitors, hoping to lift the curse by returning what they've stolen. Now, this is a very common curse from like a lot of places.
Yeah, it's that way in Hawaii too.
I know that some like there's a lot of like historic things where it's like don't take anything or else it'll I'm not going to
Curse your
denote
ass.
I'm not going to denote that stuff doesn't happen, but like it is a very common curse. I'm just going to
I
put that
mean,
out there.
yeah. Yeah, it is.
So, the J.S. Kane's house, which if you don't remember who that is, that's the family that bought the town after it basically started declining. Their house is said to be haunted by a Chinese woman. This heavy-set woman likes to appear to children who to visit one of the bedrooms on the second floor. Which there's a little bit more on her, I believe, that we'll get to in a minute. If I'm correct,
I
if
was
it's the
gonna
same one.
I was gonna ask, do we know why she does that?
I don't think so, but if I'm correct, I'll come back to that. Remind me about her, the Chinese lady.
Okay.
And
Okay.
the D. Chamber house, it is said to be haunted by a lady ghost who likes to peek out of the upstairs window.
Did you say peak?
Peek. Yep. She'd just
You
be like
cut out at the
looking
end.
out.
You cut out at the end of your words. I heard pee.
She likes to pee. There's just the ghost peeing everywhere.
Yeah.
In the Menadonsi house, it is said to be haunted by a group of children, and their laughter can even be heard outside the house. The Bodie Cemetery is haunted by a sweet little ghost, Evelyn, the 3-year-old daughter of Albert and Fanny Myers, who accidentally got killed in 1897. She was hit in the head with a miner's pick, and her grave is marked with the child angel, and Evelyn is known as the Angel of Bodie, and her giggles are often heard in the cemetery.
How do you accidentally get hit in the head with a miner's pick?
My guess is a dispute.
A gambling dispute.
Probably. Um, there is a basket woman. She is in black and white with a large basket and a hood. She appears at midnight and moves in circles and then vanishes.
That sounds like an ill omen.
It does. There is a tall figure in white that carries a light and keeps his distance from any approaching miners.
Doesn't want to get blown up again.
Literally. In the Minnedozi house, there is a phantom aroma. Park rangers and visitors have reported smelling an enticing scent of Italian food coming from the dusty abandoned house. The source of the smell is believed to be the ghost of Mrs. Minnedozi, who reportedly loved to cook. There are also reports of sounds of children laughing and noises from large parties. There is an old woman frequently seen in the Gregory house sitting in a rocking chair and knitting. The chair itself may also be seen rocking on its own. In 1882, a dark gliding figure was reported to transform into a large black dog before turning into a human figure in the loose black robe, all while seeming to float above the ground.
Okay, Queen, that's an ill omen for sure.
Yeah,
We got lots of stuff going on there. My God.
literally.
It's a
Um
lot to unpack.
that yeah, out of all the things that have happened, that seems like the worst omen for this town. Like I would believe in
Like,
and of itself that would be a curse.
you've got essentially like a black shuck stereotype. You got the grim fucking reaper.
Mhm.
Just you got transformation all in one dude. That's no, thank you.
And there are many stories of people seeing that specific ghost on YouTube. So you can go on there and
Oh, I thought you meant they saw the ghost on YouTube. I was like they were on YouTube looking at like the town of Bodie, and they're like, "Oh, look back there."
no. This is people that have like
That's what I
gone
thought.
there and seen the ghost that transforms into a large black dog and then transes into basically the Grim Reaper looking.
That's crazy.
Yeah. According
I
to a
don't want to
lot
see that.
I don't either. According to a lot of the sites that I looked at, there are so many other ghosts and spirits that haunt, but it's hard to find any stories outside of the ones that are commonly seen. Now, before we end, I want to talk about my favorite story, and I don't know why I love it so much, but when I read it, I just loved it. So, this is the story of Rosa May, Rosa Elizabeth White, who we know is now called Rosa May. Her parents were Irish immigrants. In 1871, she ran away from her home in PA, and from 1871 to 1873, she began her career of prostitution. It appears that she began her trade in New York City and then drifted through Colorado and Idaho. She first appeared in Virginia City, Nevada in 1873 and worked in brothels throughout Carson City, Reno, and Virginia City area. A local legend states that she selflessly nursed 6 minors during an epidemic and succumbed to the illness herself. Because of this, she had been referred to as the hooker with the heart of gold.
I heard. I thought it was the cats out there. Daryl's home, and I didn't realize he was home. I thought the cats were just making noise. I don't know. I saw the door opening, and I just thought the cats had busted. That scared the shit out of me. When you look back, you're gonna see me go.
I caught like the end of it when I looked up.
Anyways, the hooker with the heart of gold.
Yeah.
Continue.
So that was all that was on her. So this is the story of Bodie, California. And as we can tell, there is so much history. With so many deaths from the mine, sicknesses, murders, and hangings, I can almost certainly say that this place is haunted without a doubt in my mind. There is no way that it couldn't be. So, dear listeners and watchers, we've walked the dusty streets of Bodie together, from its golden beginnings as a booming mining town to its violent and lawless days filled with gunfights, saloons, and sin. Bodie was once alive with noise, greed, and desperation. But as quickly as the gold veins dried up, so did the town's heartbeat. Families packed up what little they could carry, leaving behind homes, belongings, and the echoes of laughters that would never return. Now Bodie stands silent, a skeleton of its former self, but the absence of life doesn't mean it's empty. Whispers of children playing in abandoned homes, shadows darting across broken windows, footsteps racing through long deserted rooms, all reminders that Bodie is not only a ghost town by name, but a ghost town in truth. Its spirits linger restless and unresolved, tied forever to the dust and decay. So if you ever find yourself wandering through these crumbling streets, remember you are not walking alone. In Bodie, the past is never buried. It breathes in the walls, it stirs in the air, and it waits in the dark. This isn't just history, this is a haunting, and this is Bodie, forever a ghost town.
Oh,
What are
yeah.
your thoughts?
Um, I think it's probably haunted.
There's no way it can't be.
No, there's too much stuff.
And if it's
Like
not
I really,
haunted, oh, go ahead.
I really feel like places hold on to negative energy.
And even if it's not directly haunted, there's probably a lot of residual energy. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like even if it's not like haunted, like there's this thing called the stone tape theory where it's like ghostly energy replaying things that happened to it. It's not a sentient haunting. It's just the residual energy replaying itself because it doesn't have
mhm.
anything else to do. So, yeah, Bodhi almost certainly haunted. I he came in here and he wouldn't get out, which is why I was like, "Please continue. Hooker with a heart of gold." He went, "Hooker with a heart of gold."
Yeah, I loved her story because there wasn't much on her. They were just like, oh, and then there was this hooker, and so I looked into her a little bit, and even though she was a prostitute, she was taking care of the men that were like sick and injured, and was like nursing them till either they succumbed from their sicknesses or until they were good enough to go back to what they were doing. And
Well,
so she was
prostitution was it was a little different back then though, wasn't it? It was a bit of a different profession than it is today.
yes and no, probably from what I could tell from because a lot of what I've done are like little gold mining towns.
Right, so there's lots of prostitutes in
And
those.
a lot of it seems to be it's not like you're not on like a street corner, like you have a designated place where you do your
Right.
business. And
Mhm.
so like obviously like brothels were a huge thing. Um
Mhm.
it seemed to be very similar to how it is nowadays, just less fetishes.
Well, the only thing I meant is that like while yeah, prostitution was still looked down on, I don't think it was stigmatized. It was definitely stigmatized, but like it wasn't weird if you were like, yeah, there's the town prostitute from the
Yeah.
brothel. Like you would just like that was just a thing that you
Yeah.
saw
Yeah,
sometimes.
it definitely wasn't.
Today, if you're driving and you see someone's like, and you're like, oh, that's the town prostitute, like you're in a bad part of town.
Yeah. Yeah, for
You could be in the
them.
good part of town, and the brothel was just really nice.
Yeah. But it definitely she went out of her way to take care of people, and so
Right.
I thought it was kind of mean that they called her the hooker with a heart of gold. Like she was more than just a hooker. Like she
She had a
was
heart of gold too.
yeah, like she was doing other stuff, but I really I loved her little story.
Oh, she sounds lovely. I think that's a really important story to bring up anyways in general, and that we probably shouldn't forget that. Like people who do that kind of work. While do I necessarily agree with that kind of work? No, I don't. But they're still real people with like thoughts and feelings and
Yeah.
like interests, and their life is not just sex work.
Yeah.
They're people. They are like everyone else,
Cuz she didn't
except
have
they just
to go out of her way to
right.
take care of the minors. She
She was
chose
just a good
to.
person. She was just a good person who happened to be a prostitute.
And then during the epidemic, she also ended up with the sickness and unfortunately succumbed to it. It doesn't tell me what sickness it was. Um, so
Gold fever. Gold rush fever. That's not a thing.
it
That's
was
that's the term for like
1873. So
oh, what was going around in 1873?
would
Let's
that
find
be
out.
yellow fever?
Cholera, dysentery, and typhoid fever
Okay.
were the big ones, but also scurvy, malaria, and tuberculosis.
I would say I thought tuberculosis, like I know that it's a recurring thing, like even nowadays still. It's just not as we have things that can actually help treat it.
Right.
Um, but I thought that was more of like the 1960s. I don't know why.
The 1960s?
Because I'm trying to, well, I guess I'm trying to think of like some of the hospitals that I've looked into in the past.
That's like early 1900s, late 1800s, early 1900s is when TB was kind of at its peak.
Yeah, and then I know that the Spanish flu was 1918.
Yeah, we all know that because of Twilight, don't we? That's when Edward Cullen became a vampire.
Well, I do it because I remember people posting uh pictures during COVID of people from the Spanish flu wearing their mask. And then people have been putting like the
Oh,
mask on their cats and dogs. There's a picture of a cat with a mask on it. The cat just looks so pissed.
cats always kind of look pissed. I love them. I got 7 of them. They kind of look pissed.
I've got one and
Every time I show my mom like pictures of the cats, and I think they're like the cutest pictures ever, and she's like, "That cat looks mad as fuck."
you're like, she is.
Whereas I show her pictures of her glorious grandson, and she's like, "Oh!" Except it can be literally like the worst picture of him ever.
I
Which,
believe that.
to be fair, I think he looks great in even his bad pictures.
Well,
But I'm biased.
do you have any more thoughts on Bodie?
Oh, I have to yawn. I'm so sorry. I've been up since 4 o'clock.
You're good. You're
In the
good.
morning.
I love that you can just watch a shadow appearing and disappearing on this wall of my house guest.
Yeah, I didn't notice that because I'm colorblind,
You're
and your
good.
wall is dark. But if there's like a shadow appearing here, we got a problem. Other than the shadow I'm currently casting, because there's no one else in here.
I'm gonna edit a shadow
But
like swinging by on the wall.
editors, put a shadow right here. Right?
I'm
I
the
say that as if
editor.
you're not our. I know I say that as if you're not the editor. I say that as if we have a team. Maybe someday.
Maybe someday. Right now it's just me crying.
I don't know if we'll ever replicate the success of Vodka, Volcolac, and Bad Decisions.
No, that was is that the one?
I have the wolf head on in the
Yeah.
thumbnail. I think that's what got people.
I was thinking that that was the one where you said editor kill me.
Remember which episode that was? Did you kill me in the episode? I'm so bad. Because I won't watch our episodes because I don't like looking at myself. I'll like listen to stuff. But
There is
so I wouldn't know if you killed me in the episode.
you said editor kill me and there's a gunshot and then a picture with a bullet hole of blood oozing out. And I'm really sad that you I'll have to figure out which episode that's in because I thought it was so funny. I worked so hard on that episode. It actually just specifically on that moment. Because I had to time it up because I'm still talking. So you said editor kill me. So the gunshot goes. I'm like, I gotta make sure this lines up.
Right. No, as for any thoughts I have on Bodie, that's a place I'd actually like to go. I googled during the episode. I googled if Ghost Adventures had been there because I swore up and down they had. It was Bannock. They went to Bannock.
Well,
And a lot of people are apparently making that. They're having the same confusion as me.
Bodie was. There's a lot of videos, and it looks like a really cute little because it's a historic park, so you can go, and it looks adorable.
Trip.
Yes, except for I don't want to
We
go to
should have
California.
we should have my bachelorette party there.
Oh, we should.
That'd be so funny. Can you imagine? Because like, I have you. I've got my friend from our old workplace that I still hang out with, who's gonna be a bridesmaid. Confirmed that with her. I guess the only other person I have to invite would be the neighbor that I babysat for, who is Pentecostal. Probably wouldn't want to go there.
So we don't say anything.
My boss, one of my bosses, I'm actually pretty good friends with. I would probably invite her, and she's somebody that would be into it.
Yeah, and
But
we
no,
just won't tell anyone.
Bodhi sounds cool. Like I hate to say it sounds cool because it's haunted because really bad shit happened, including like a mining accident.
Yeah.
But does anyone ever see miner ghosts? I don't mean the ghosts of children. I mean the ghosts of coal miners.
No, it seems to be a lot of children. There probably is once you get into the mines, but I couldn't find anything really on like ghosts from the mines. There is the guy that walks with a lantern that avoids other miners or what he thinks are
Right.
miners. So maybe
Right.
he's one and it's just like, fuck you guys, I know what happened.
I'm gonna run at him on all fours in full mining gear if I see him. I'm scared of the ghosts.
There's a lot of you saying that you're gonna run in our episodes on all fours.
Because I don't think people know this. I actually do that. Not in like a I can't say not in a weird way, not in a furry way. In a bothering people way.
Dennis
I'm
gets
extremely annoying.
Dennis gets really uncomfortable when I go up the stairs on all fours. Like, do you remember how Ethan went up the
He's just
stairs?
picture. He's like, she's learned the dark magic of her tribe. Picture mid transformation, bro.
But that's what I I just like how Ethan went up the stairs in the Unis Honest video. That's how I
Which,
go.
for those of you who don't know what's behind me, that's what's behind me in all these episodes.
I wore my Unis Honest sweatshirt to go watch Iron Lung.
I wore my Unis Honest shirt to go watch Iron Lung.
I
That's all
couldn't
I
find my
had.
shirt, but my shirts I found it because my closet, I now have stuff hanging.
I wore my shirt. Daryl wore God knows what. I don't remember what he wore.
Well, you guys should definitely let us know what your thoughts were on Iron Lung. Let
And on
us,
Bodie.
yeah, and on Bodie. Oh, the Chinese lady. So I guess I didn't include it in the doc. So there is a thing that she is in that house, and like if you like sit on the bed or like you're up there and you sit down or something like that, you will feel her sit on you. I
Is
don't
she
know.
like heavy set?
She's heavy set.
Oh, don't sit on me, girl.
Yeah. So I don't know why I didn't include that, but it's just like if it's children up there, she's completely fine with them being up there. But the second that like an adult goes up there, she sits on them.
I wonder what she'd do for me.
We have to find out.
We have to go to Bodie now.
I
Because for those of you who don't know, I'm obscenely short.
she might
I
think you're
don't
a
mean that.
child.
I don't mean that in like the way that girls go, "Oh, I'm so petite." No, it's fucking inconvenient. I'm annoyed with it.
I can confirm. Like I'm 5'3" and you almost come to my boob, or like you're like a little bit taller than my boobs.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not cute. It's annoying.
So I think that she would probably be mistaken you for a child.
Yeah, that's why I don't shave my body hair. I don't want anyone mistaking me for a child. That's a good way to weed out men who are weird when you're short, by the way.
I believe that.
Don't shave your body hair.
I believe that. Well, guys, hopefully you'll join us again next week. I know for a fact that next week's episode is going to be amazing because I have I have heard about how much information there is.
I wanted to kill myself writing this episode. Trigger warning. I just said I wanted to kill myself.
But I'm excited because I know how much work went into this. And I'm going to ask this now so I'm prepared for next week. Will I need a turtle next week?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. You've said this
No, it's
before.
just it's just murder.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
guys.
you'll be fine.
Well, hopefully we'll see you again next week.